Opening the hood. Hello there, viewers, watchers, subscribers, readers, commenters, like button engagers, and channel members. Good day to everybody involved in this particular video. What we're looking at here is a 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. I believe it's equipped with a 350 small block Chevrolet. Might be a 5.0, could be a 5 liter, 305. Anyway, customer has kind of a list of stuff that they want me to take a look at on this thing. We're talking about weather stripping, power door switches, speedometer, air conditioning, some hinges, and of course they want me to check all the fluids. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is going to be something slightly different than what we would normally see here on the channel. I'm actually making this video specifically for the owner that owns this car because I need to share with him the 100% overall condition of the vehicle that has been brought here to have service. The reason I do that, or I'm going to do that, is I want you to know exactly what you're working with and exactly what's going on with this particular vehicular module. Now, the reason that I want to make this video the way it is I'd like to communicate and display as much information as possible on this particular project. That way everybody knows what they're getting into and we know what to expect on a realistic level at the end of the visit. I would like to take that particular style of approach because I'd like to set the appropriate expectations, because I kind of feel like nobody ever really told you. And I need to tell you before you keep spending money on rut-row, audio system failure, temporary technical difficulties. So as we get started, I'm gonna read like a little love letter here regarding the car. There's a little bit of history here, and this is where I'm deriving my opinion that this vehicle happens to have some sentimental value. Well, first things first, I can tell there's new wiper blades on it, and I understand from the love letter there's been plenty of work that's been done over the car, or on the car, over the past. So let's get back to the history part. This car was actually a local purchase car. It was purchased back in 1984 at the Chevrolet dealership here in Bradenton, Florida. So about 4 or 5 miles away is where this vehicle came off of the delivery truck. My last guy that was here was a Jim, or a Tim. Anyway, I'm cracking myself up. So anyway, Tim's mother was having her 82 Caprice serviced at the dealership, and then the delivery truck came in, which contained this particular truck. So they bought it as it was being offloaded, and the current owner did not have possession of the vehicle until right after his father had passed away. I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. And his mother had stopped driving it, and it did spend some time in Michigan. We're going to get to that part in a minute. So the opinion is it didn't get driven much while it was up in Michigan, so we're hoping there was not too much corrosion or salt damage. This car was stolen once in the mid-90s, and it was on a police chase.
And stopped at nothing as he tried getting away from Michigan State Police during a wild chase on I-94.
It looks like he was trying to bail out of the moving car when it crashed into the median wall. But
the Michigan State Police caught up after it. The guy pulled over and gave up. Okay, so it was in a chase, and then the guy realized that he wasn't getting away from the Michigan Mounties, and I guess they gave it up without wrecking the car, which is good because usually police chases end in total losses just because that's how it is. I don't know why people do that. I mean, you can just pull over and, not wreck the car and not catch an extra felony. But some folks just aren't that smart. Anyway, the love letter goes on to state that the transmission was rebuilt a few years ago. It's got about 5,000 miles on the rebuild. That's probably pretty good. And the fuel tank was also replaced at that time. Now, one of the things on the complaint list is that the fuel level gauge is inoperative. Let's see. Moving on here. Here's you got a list going. There's no particular order. He says we want to do weather strips on both the front doors and the trunk. So I guess there's some weather stripping around here that needs to be changed out. Maybe this stuff. Yeah, we can see this has been spray painted over on that weather strip. Now the paint's coming off. Yeah, a bunch of going on right here too. So yeah, you're not wrong. It does need some weather strip. Power window switch on the driver door. You'd like to have that replaced. I'm assuming that the power window switch does not operate. The passenger door cannot be opened up from the outside of the vehicle. That's the unlock position. Yepper, door handle's busted, clean off. Look at that, no masking tape. Good job, paint guys. Let's see, the AC is inoperative. The fan works but does not blow cold air. The AIR pump has seized, so they cut the belt off. That's a belt-driven pump. This little guy down here, tough to see. Yeah, that thing's locked up solid. That's an emissions device. It ejects basically fresh air into the exhaust stream to encourage a cleaner burn post-combustion, so we're not spewing out particulate matter and hydrocarbons and fuel and all that good stuff. So that's an emissions reduction device. We don't use those anymore. We just make our engines rebreathe their own waste now. So instead of pumping air into the exhaust for a clean burn, we just take that gross exhaust through the EGR, send it back into the intake, and then the engine can just live on its own regurgitated waste. That's what we do now. That's why things carbon up so bad these days, because the emissions controls. There's a better way of doing it in my opinion, but that's just the way we do it now. I better shut up before we start crossing those political crosshair zones again. EPA, there we go. Anyway, both the hinges on the front doors, well, the doors, may need to be replaced, and we're looking at fluid flushes, especially oil and coolant. And oh yeah, he may have installed a heater control valve in reverse. Okay, got it. So back to where we started from. I have a laundry list of stuff that this thing needs, but what I need to do here is give us all a good scope on what we're working with. That way we can make good informed decisions, because I don't like to do things that deliver little value. And if spending a bunch of money on this old Monte doesn't deliver the value, I would want to decline services. So what I'm going to do is we're going to check up on all the stated complaints here, and I want to see what is doing what and why. So one of the things he asked for was to check out and replace these door hinges. So let's see what they're doing in there. See if I can't get some light on the subject for us to visually, well, to see. So we can see the hinge right here. There's been some lubricant sprayed on there, and I'm gonna grab the side of the door here, probably from the side so I don't break the handle. We're gonna lift up on the door. Watch this right here. See that? That door is pretty flippy floppy. What's going on is these hinge pins have a brass bushing in them, and that brass bushing will wear out, then the door will sag, and it will no longer close properly. Now, the problem with that is the side of the car has been smashed in over here. We got a bunch of impact damage and a bunch of impact damage to the quarter panel over here. So putting in door hinges may actually make the door not want to close. I'm not saying it doesn't need them, but I'd say fixing the smashed in dents is probably more important than the doors. But we're gonna move on to some more serious issues here. First things first, we need to see what the odometer says, because this car has been around a while and I want to see what kind of mileage it's got on the clock. And the survey says we maybe have a rollover. The odometer states 72,300 and 0.6 of a mile. So 72,300 miles on the odometer. Very nice. Let's see if it's going to run. I'm sure it'll run because we drove it in here. Let's see if it'll run without pumping the gas. Beginning engine starting sequence now. Carbureted. That fired right up. That was beautiful. Okay. So yeah, the gas gauge is pegged. We have oil pressure. We have voltage. Okay. Let's click the AC on, see if we can get the compressor to fire up while we're here. Vent. Maximized AC. There we go. I'll check the compressor while she's running. A little bit of blue smoke coming out, so it burnt up some oil on startup. I would be willing to wager that it has like some valve stem seals that leak, something of that nature. Okay, no compressor clutch actuation, that's not running. Let's see how she sounds. There's an exhaust leak. It's fine. Now we went high idle. Okay. There we go. I guess the choke might have closed on that one. Okay, so we have a running driving vehicle. It's missing creature comforts. It's probably missing a few other things. AC doesn't work. So our list is valid and accurate at this point. So what I want to do, yeah, we're burning some oil for sure. This thing's smoking everywhere. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Okay, let's head around, hit the black subscribe button. That's a clever reminder for all the new folks here to consider subscribing to the channel. That way you do not miss out on any future content, such as this. So, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna bring it up in the air. We're gonna take a look at the undercarriage. Got some tape. We're gonna take a look at the undercarriage and see what overall condition the vehicle is in. Get this thing on up. Now, being a late 20th century vehicle, one of the first things we're going to find is there's a full frame on this unit. That's a full frame vehicle, no unibody here. Unibody refers to the structure of the body. See, when they built these older cars, they built them like a pickup truck where it was basically a frame rail and then the body panels just bolted onto those frames. And we can see that design structure right here. That's full frame all the way back. And then the body just kind of bolts onto it here, and various other places moving forward. I see the spare tires trying to escape. Yeah, that's in the trunk there, and there's probably a well on the side of the trunk that's going to house the spare. The spare is trying to leave the chat at this current point in time. It's probably the original spare too. It doesn't even look like it's ever been on the ground. How about that? Yeah, so got a hole rusted in it. I don't expect that to be the only hole that we find rusted in this unit. Okay, so moving up from the runaway spare tire, see we've had some exhaust work done once upon a time. The hanger's been cut off, so there used to be another pipe here that was hung in that area. Shock's been leaking. See that oil trail running down there? That's leaking. We could use shocks. Bushing's not looking too great. We got a wasp nest in here. Little dirt dauber nest. Oh, it's got larvae in there. Look at those little nasty buggers. You guys are gross. Okay, we're gonna leave those alone. Let's see, we've had backing plates put in it. That's pretty new on those rear brakes. That one looks new. Well, at least the customer didn't state that the parking brake is inoperative. That's good. Yeah, parking brake's probably not any good. Let's see, what else can I see as we move forward? So far, looking good. Frame's good. Got some Flowmaster 40 series mufflers on it. That's why it sounds so pretty. Might be looking at a pinion seal leak on this rear diff. See that? And there's some, looks like oil's been flung up to the top. Okay, look at that little pinion snubber right there. See that little guy, a little bushing? That's for when you dump the clutch and the rear end torques up. As this thing wants to torque up, it's going to hit that pinion snubber so the pinion doesn't slap into the bottom of the vehicle and then the drive shaft cuts a hole through it. That's also good to have. Let's see, found some more rust. Not too bad. Moving forward, looking good on both sides here. We got a nasty leak at the transmission. Yeah, look at that right there, it's red. So we got a transmission fluid leak. Rebuilt 5,000 miles ago, huh? It appears to just be the tail shaft seal. See right there? Tail shaft's leaking. I've got a bunch of oil up front. Oil pan appears to be leaking. Maybe the rear main, something like that. Bunch of oil over here on the side of the block. Okay, that's our proportioning valve sitting right there for the brakes. What is this? Look, I found some carpet. It's trying to escape like the spare tire is. Okay, so yeah, we did definitely spend some time up in Michigan. Oh, that's not okay. So what's under this? Like that's the floor mat inside. I feel the rubber. Okay, so the floor is rusted and clean out of it. It needs a floor pan. That's a major no-no in my book. I don't like to spend time and money on things that are rotted out. It's not preferable because you put a bunch of work into it and the car's still kind of rusted out. Yeah, let's see, there's something leaking. A bunch of drips at the bottom of that shock absorber. And it appears that leak is that shock absorber. See it inside of the spring there? It's all covered in fluid. Someone put sway bars on it. It's got new ball joints. Steering linkage, that's been here for a while. I'd be willing to wager that motor mount is toast. Probably that one as well. And we're still sticking true to that oil leak theme. See the front cover and front main seals leaking right here. Okay. More corrosion. The battery tray is rotted out of it. We can see the bottom of the battery. It's not good. And it looks like the radiator support is also gone. Yeah, look at that. We don't have much to work with here, you guys. Yeah, that's the battery right there sitting on plastic. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. How's this other side? We rotted out yet? Yeah, we're getting there. Bunch of rust right there in that hole. Okay. So yeah, this thing's kind of in some rough shape. I'm inclined to suggest that we do the body work first and get the smashed in body panels fixed before we start trying to fix other stuff. Let's let her back down again. Monte Carlo, come on down, please. Hey, at least it's got new tires. Okay, almost contact on the ground. There we go. So back at the top, we revisit the rust business. It's that taped up windshield. I'm not fond of this either. I'm wondering if the body is rotted out. It feels really soft through here. You feel it? Look at it. Yeah, there's a change of tone. A little squishy. That's kind of squishy. Yeah, I don't know what's left on this car, man. Even the plastic's starting to rust out. See that? Can't have that. You know your rust is bad when your plastic is rusting. Yeah, I'm on the fence on kind of being willing to work on this one. Even the stuff that doesn't get exposed to the salt rust is rusting out of it. Look at the bottom of the hood. Yeah, that's rotted out. Nothing left right here. I mean, we could call that a weight reduction mod for better performances. Justin's like, yeah. Yeah, it's a weight reduction. It goes faster. I found the AC leak, probably that guy. This thing's been converted to 134A. Yeah, see, that's a conversion fitting right there. So this used to be an R12 car, and now it's a 134A car. That one's leaking too. See oil all over it. Okay, so realistically, I can probably get the AC going again. We can fix some of the leaks. I can do the door panels or the door hinges, and I can put on the weather stripping, but actually, where is that weather stripping? One thing about changing this weather strip though is I'd be afraid I'm gonna start pulling more paint off because it's just one coating of paint over both of those components. Ew, that's gross right there too. Yeah, we got a hole rotting out of it right here on the top. Yeah, there's a lot of rust on this car. Bunch right here, and I don't want to peel the tape back. I fear what's under that tape. Oh, here we go. We got some more stuff down below. One of the other complaints was the seat doesn't move, like the slider's broken or something. No, that's one of the springs. I'm going to go ahead and say that we probably would have to replace the seat slider track in order to get the seat to move again. Okay, so that gave us everything we need to know about the visual exterior rust inspection. We're going to use a magnet, and we're going to find where the unseen rust is. So what I'm doing, since this is a metal car, before they made them out of plastic, we are looking for body filler. So every time we get that little click, that means we have metal behind us. Let me show you this right here. If we go to the super rusted out metal, we do have some magnetism going on here, but it's not as strong as the good metal. So watch this, look. Almost nothing going on here. And there's still some metal in here, but it's, like I said, it's pretty soft. But there's a hole right here. None of this is magnetic. Getting a little magnetic here. There's a lot of Bondo in this car, I think. Fiberglass body filler. Let's check some other panels. That one's good. That one's good. Yeah, we're losing. Oh, found the Monte Carlo syndrome. Look at there. Yeah, doors are rusted out of it. All right. Come here. I have rust on my magnet. We wipe that off. We're gonna scratch the paint. Bondo right here. There's Bondo here. There's a bunch right here. This is Bondo in this area. That looks good. There's another rust hole. Look, my magnet just made a hole. I stuck the magnet on that thing of rust. Oh goodness, look at that. Yeah, that trunk panel's gone. There's a wire hanging out of it. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of rust fell out over here too. Yeah, that panel's gone right there. I mean, yeah, I got weather strip in here. Well, we can do the work, man. I'll put the parts in it, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be what you want it to be. This is a candidate for a full-on frame-off type of restoration. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And especially with that floor panel. Oh yeah, let's go check out that floor real quick from the inside. I forgot about that. This is what we were poking on, the Chevy mat. Oh no, we were poking on this guy right here. Yeah, look at that. The floor is sagging. So when you get in this car, you're actually resting on the carpet, not the floor. That side looked good, but yeah, look how bowed down that is. And then this one, that's running straight across flat. So we need floor pans. We need a lot of stuff in this car. I'm super reluctant to work on it. I really am. I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but I don't want to publicly shame the car. That's not what the point is. Like I said, I want you to know sort of what we're working with here. I think, yeah, Justin's helping with the magnet too. My dude. Yeah, I believe it's pretty far gone. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do before I do anything that commits to spending any money. I'm gonna close this thing up. Oh, come on. Yeah, look at there. That doesn't even fit. Like the hood doesn't fit on the front bumper. Anyway, I'm gonna close this up. We're gonna roll it outside. We're gonna back it out. We're gonna park it. I'm gonna send all this footage, and I'm gonna send everything to the guy that owns this car. That way, he's got a good visual idea on what we're working with here, and that's gonna determine or help him determine. I like to think so on what we want to do. Like I said, I'll do the work on it, and I'll throw the parts in this thing for you. But I'm reluctant to take on this kind of a project because that's exactly what it is. This is a candidate for a restoration project, and I'm not discrediting that there's history and sentimental value to this car, but I think the rust needs to be taken care of first, because we can put a brand new engine in this and a brand new drivetrain and brand new everything, and it's still kind of dented in and rusted out. So like I said, I'm gonna send this off to the owner. You watch this video and then let me know kind of what we want to do with it. If you want me to proceed as directed per the work order, I've got no problem with that. I'll build the estimate, send it over, and we'll get it done. But I gotta have my people know what they're getting into before we start getting into it, because I don't like to nickel and dime people to death for mitigated results. We'll call it that. Maybe not mitigated, minimal results. There we go. So guys, that being said, I think I have nothing more to offer you on this particular video, this walk around this vehicle. One thing I do want to point out though is this thing has the best set of beauty rings I've seen in 15 years. These are fantastic. So even if you junk the car, sell these on eBay, because those are going to go for a pretty penny. Some rust fell out and shut the door, and some leaves. So, all right, Justin, you heard me. Go ahead and pack it up, back it out. Starts up real nice though. So guys, thank you for watching this kind of short video. Let me know what you think about this vehicular module in the comment section down below. Do not forget to engage that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, change your valve stem seals. See you guys later in a video, in a Monte Carlo so far, into transmission.